And the man leading all of this is Xi Jinping. He tightened his grip on power by promising a corruption-free China. He initiated what is called the Great Purge. More than 1 million officials were sacked. Have you ever wondered who replaced these people who were sacked? Well, Xi Jinping's friends and family, people who have personal or professional ties to the Chinese president.
With a collective net worth exceeding $1 billion, it comes as no surprise that the family of the Chinese president is among the wealthiest in the republic. Some hold the biggest shares in major real estate firms, while others make great strides in various economic sectors, and with each person's net worth likely surpassing the $100 million mark. Many have wondered where their wealth comes from and the finest experiences it affords them. But just how rich are these people, and is it more than we've imagined? Join us as we reveal the unseen riches of the Chinese president's family, Xi Chao Chio. Driven by ambition and a strategic mind, Xi Chao Chio, the older sister of Chinese President Jinping, is a prime example of what lavish living looks like. She has one of the biggest real estate holdings in Shenzhen, a city known for its high-class architecture and booming economy. This feat alone makes her a multimillionaire, raking in millions of dollars each month. She does this alongside her husband Deng Jiagui, both of whom have holdings in the best residential and commercial properties. Given the sheer amount of wealth gotten from this, the total value for the couple's real estate investments go well over $100 million.
Property development helped fuel China and the world's economic growth for 30 years. By some estimates, property in China was worth $60 trillion at its peak, making it the biggest asset class in the world.
And given how that only covers aspects of the investments that have been disclosed to the public, chances are that the real value could be much more than that. That aside, Chao Chio also owns a villa in Repulse Bay, and this property that cost almost $20 million in 2009. By adjusting for inflation, chances are the current value would be over 40% higher than how much it was back then. But despite how expensive it is, the famous villa stands as just one out of the several high-end properties she has acquired over the years, with a combined value going far above $100 million today. Adding this to the total value of the real estate ventures, we are looking at total wealth and real estate properties that are most likely worth over $250 million. This sounds insane on so many levels, but we are just getting started. Chao Chio's wealth goes far beyond the many things she owns, arguably reflecting the most in her very disciplined yet outlandish spending habits. Calling all her travels first class is even an understatement. She only shops at the most lavish of places while accompanied by exclusive designers, and only attends the most elite social events put up in the Republic. On top of that, she also enjoys frequently resting in 5-star hotels with her husband, eating at the most expensive restaurants, and only participating in social gatherings organized by the best private firms available. Chao Chio's huge pockets are also reflected in her lifestyle, with regular visits to the best luxury spas and keeping up with a wide variety of luxury cars for casual cruises. Her daily routines are marked by comfort and luxury, with these average experiences setting her apart from most people. Even with this, Xi Chao Chio does her best to maintain a low profile at all times, often choosing to experience the best things of life behind closed doors. She only shows off her wealth whenever she aligns her business with philanthropy, contributing to society in ways people never dreamed of. One good example was her contribution to the devastating Sichuan earthquake in 2008.
It's been more than 2 weeks since that magnitude 7.9 earthquake devastated parts of China, and people are still being evacuated from their homes in some of these affected areas.
Thanks to Chao Chio's assistance, many who lost their homes got them back, and all the schools that got destroyed were rebuilt in a matter of weeks. 7 years later, she would be known for sponsoring the 2015 healthcare project in Guangdong, an initiative which led to the huge surge in average maternal healthcare in the area from that moment moving forward. Peng Liyuan, blessed with never-ending confidence and elegance, the Chinese president's wife isn't just known for her exceptional singing skills, but also for her extensive collection of custom-made clothes. She features the best pieces made by the best designers, with a wardrobe boasting a wide collection of Chinese silk brocade jackets and stylish accessories. Simply put, her fashion sense is so premium that regular stores can't afford what she likes anymore. Beyond her impressive fashion sense, Peng has access to the best properties money can buy. One of these properties is the famous Beijing residence, located in the famous Zhongnanhai complex. It is equipped with the best facilities in the world, including the most expensive furnishings and additional features like beautiful gardens and luxurious art pieces. While nobody knows the exact net worth of the property, it is well known that properties in that area are arguably the most expensive in the Republic. By conservative estimates, each property could be well over $25 million, but that only scratches the surface when covering the many things owned by the Chinese First Lady. She owns yet another property, this time in Shenzhen.
Shenyang. This region is China's Rust Belt. It's also home to an estate of concrete crumbling villas on a scale hard to comprehend.
A city known for its exceptional economic growth and high-class architecture. This property is none other than the Shenzhen Villa, a luxurious place with an upward cost of $10 million. Villas in the area are known for having the best designs, private pools, and expansive structures, and it's fair to say that the First Lady's property is no exception. That aside, she also owns an upscale apartment in Shanghai, a city known for having the most expensive real estate properties in the world. Most high-end apartments in this area go well beyond $5 million in cost, offering the most stunning views and top-notch facilities money can buy. As if that wasn't enough, Peng also enjoys occasional retreats on Hainan Island, a place known for its tropical experience and luxury resorts. Properties in this area reach well over $10 million, and it's where she goes during breaks to enjoy her definition of the average life, free from the many duties and struggles of being the First Lady. Her lifestyle is mostly paying many visits to high-profile events and state visits. She mostly accompanies her husband in these trips, and though they are mostly put up as diplomatic missions, they are also great opportunities to indulge in the best experiences. An example of this was her visit to the United States in 2015. Though the reason for this visit was to build diplomacy, she had the privilege of touring the famous Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center before attending an exclusive state dinner at the White House.
China's First Lady was warmly welcomed by the center's director, Dr. Gary Gilliland, as well as Bill and Melinda Gates.
But don't let her lavish lifestyle and exclusive tastes fool you. Inside reports show that Peng Liyuan maintains a strict workout routine, also sticking to an exclusive diet and skincare regimen at all times. Those close to her tell of how much she values personal health and beauty, often supporting many charitable cases that support both values. Impressive by all means, but not as great as her brothers. Wu Long, perhaps another impressive member of the large family, is Wu Long, the brother-in-law of Jinping. He stands out in a lot of ways from the other members of the extended family, as a lot of his wealth had little to do with having ties with political figures. Majority of his wealth comes from his great strides in various businesses, most especially in the communications sector. His biggest achievement in this area was with New Postcom, a company that was tasked with supplying phones to China Mobile in exchange for a huge contract worth millions. This accomplishment alone put Long's company on the map in ways his shareholders never dreamed of, effectively declaring New Postcom as a huge player in the communication industry. Apart from that, Long has spread out his investments in different sectors, all of which have brought huge returns too large to be disclosed. With the extra wealth, he invested more in real estate properties, a common investment strategy among the richest people in the country. Returns were great, and his company was booming, setting him as one of the wealthiest people in the sector. But despite all these achievements, Long follows the same path as most others in the family, keeping a low profile at all times and only showing up in public settings when the business requires him to. As of October 2024, conservative estimates put his net worth as just below $200 million, but a close analysis suggests it might be much more than that, given how many properties he now owns that have not been revealed to the public. This, however, is a far cry from the next person in the family, Mingze. While her father is known for sporting the exclusive $8 million Hongqian 701, Mingze prefers to keep travel on a low key. The 32-year-old's personal life and spending habits are marked by blending privacy with luxury. Though she prefers to keep a low profile, she still tries to enjoy the best things life has to offer. Like her mother, she too has an absurd collection of high-end fashion and accessories. Most of them are brought in from exclusive designers, but the main difference is her preference for modern clothing. While her mother sticks a lot with traditional Chinese clothes with a touch of modern luxury, Mingze leans into a more Western style, even when she dons traditional clothes. These unique designs make her stand out, but not a lot, as she still maintains a touch of cultural heritage in everything she goes out with. Her education came from the best schools her parents could think of, among which was the famous Harvard University.
The Western influence. Guess where Xi Jinping sent his only child to study? Harvard University. The admission was followed by millions of dollars in Chinese funding.
As many might expect, she moved about discreetly but not without bodyguards. While her parents are known for making great strides in politics and philanthropy, Mingze mostly focuses on her personal health and well-being, often avoiding the limelight as much as she can. She enjoys reading and engaging in cultural pursuits, both of which give her the best sense of fulfillment and relaxation. Her commitment to cultural pursuits also involves philanthropy, as she too has contributed to many relief efforts and public initiatives over the years. But while her efforts made a lot of impact, they pale in comparison with those of her father, Xi Jinping. Of course, we can't discuss the family's wealth without addressing the man himself, Xi Jinping. Despite being one of the most powerful leaders in the world,
this is the new reality for the Chinese leader Xi Jinping, who now stands alongside Chairman Mao in the pantheon of the country's iconic leaders.
The shocking truth is his personal wealth and lifestyle aren't as lavish as many people think. Compared to the spending habits of his wife, siblings, and extended relatives, the Chinese president almost looks like the new kid on the block. Official estimates put his net worth as just over $1 million, a statement most people find hard to believe. Adding that to his reported annual salary of just almost $20,000, it seems the leader tries hard to exemplify the equitable wealth ideology the country officially identifies with, but don't let these reports fool you. Just like the other members of his family, he too enjoys the best things life has to offer. As President of the Republic, he sports the highly coveted Hongqi N701, a custom-armored limousine known to many as the Red Flag. It has the best security systems money can buy, with interior furnishings and luxurious designs made exclusively for the car, but that's not all. Powered by the famous V12 engine, the Red Flag boasts a great amount of power the highest-performing sports cars struggle to catch up with, along with the best kits built in to ensure stability. In fact, the car is so stable that one wouldn't know the vehicle was moving without looking outside. Speed bumps are barely noticeable, even when the vehicle is moving at maximum speed at over 150 miles an hour. Beyond using an exclusive vehicle money alone can't buy, the Chinese president also stands out by his understated yet sophisticated clothes. He often wears only custom-made suits woven from fabrics of the highest quality, designed to fit perfectly once they are put on. Custom-tailored suits made by the best designers in China typically range from $2,000 to $5,000, and there are no rules implying the ones made for the president are an exception. This standard was most evident during the 2022 Winter Olympics, when he was seen wearing a higher outerwear brand known as the Arc'teryx Thorson Parka. At the time, it was priced at just over $1,000. What made it so special was that it marked one of the few times the president didn't wear a custom-made fabric. This effectively meant the material could easily be found at local luxury shops. As expected, it sold out in just a few days after the president was seen wearing it. Other clothes he has been known for wearing include the $3,000 Mao suit and the $2,000 Tang suit, both of which he wears during traditional holidays and cultural events. A lot of his wealth can be linked to his family, a group of people who thrived much better than those before them and prevailed gracefully.
The scientific community has been buzzing with theories attempting to explain this anomaly.
Could cause to our planet and humanity at large. The public's fear manifested itself in different ways, and all of these accumulated into legal action. Several lawsuits were filed to stop the LHC's activation, most notably by Walter L. Wagner, a former nuclear safety officer, and Luis Sancho, a Spanish science writer. They argued in court that the LHC posed an existential threat to the planet. Their case was based largely on the fears of black holes, strangelets, and other catastrophic scenarios. Meanwhile, protests took place outside CERN's headquarters and in other parts of Europe, with activists calling for the project to be halted until all safety concerns were addressed. In response to that, CERN itself came out with several reassurances based on scientific evidence and expert analysis. First, they explained that while the LHC is indeed the most powerful particle accelerator ever built, the energy levels it produces are still far below those that naturally occur in the universe. Cosmic rays, which are high-energy particles from space, regularly collide with Earth's atmosphere at much higher energies than those generated by the LHC, yet no harm has ever come from these natural processes. If these cosmic collisions haven't caused any dangerous phenomena, it is highly unlikely that the LHC would. Second, regarding fears of black holes, CERN clarified that if miniature black holes were to be produced in the LHC, they would pose no threat. According to well-established physics, any microscopic black holes that might form would evaporate almost instantly due to a process known as Hawking radiation. These black holes would be incredibly unstable and would disintegrate in a fraction of a second, making them harmless. Similarly, concerns about strangelets, hypothetical particles that could potentially convert normal matter into strange matter, were addressed by pointing out that there was no evidence for the existence of strangelets. According to CERN, even if they were produced, theoretical studies suggested they would not lead to any dangerous reactions. They even conducted extensive safety reviews with independent panels of scientists who concluded that the LHC posed no credible threat to humanity or the planet. The European Organization for Nuclear Research reassured the public that the experiments carried out at the LHC were safe, and that the fears were rooted in misunderstandings of the science involved. But even this didn't ease the public's anxiety.
The world's most powerful fusion plant, Jet Fusion, in Culham in Oxfordshire. It is, say the team here, a landmark for this technology.
To make matters worse, even the lawsuits that had gained attention were dismissed in court both by a U.S. federal judge and by the European Court of Human Rights. Still, small groups of people continued to voice concerns about the potential long-term risks of these experiments. For some, the LHC symbolizes humanity's ambition to understand the universe, but for others, it remains a reminder of how little we know about the cosmos and how far we might accidentally push its limits. It is this concern, alongside the scientists' need to create a mechanism for the sole study and understanding of the Higgs boson particles, that made scientists and even mere scholars give special attention to the CEPC project when it was introduced. Could this single innovation ease the public's anxiety while giving scientists the long-awaited results? Yes, that was the most exciting part, and it made many speculate that given its capabilities, it could lead to the ultimate shutdown of CERN if care is not taken. To simplify this complex situation, we'll have to look into its potentials independently, starting with it being the long-awaited cure to the public's fears of a catastrophic human end due to high-risk scientific experiments. The Circular Electron-Positron Collider as the ultimate solution to LHC's high-energy challenges. The Large Hadron Collider, as we know, is a huge particle accelerator that smashes protons together at incredibly high speeds. The energy produced in those proton collisions is massive, way more than what's needed to study most of the particles and physics we already know about. It was originally built to explore realms of physics that haven't been fully mapped out yet, which explains the high amount of energy used in its operations. This high-energy environment at the LHC raised the concern that the crazy amount of energy could potentially create something really strange, like little black holes or weird new forms of matter that might even destroy the world. On the other hand, the CEPC is different, because it is designed to work with electron-positron collisions, not proton collisions, at a lower energy of 240 gigaelectron volts, which is much less than LHC's, and because it is much more focused on exploring the known particles and forces we've already discovered, its experiments are much more controlled and predictable. Also, electron-positron collisions are cleaner and simpler because the particles involved are fundamental, meaning they don't break into bits of other particles like protons do. The energy levels needed for its experiments are far below the threshold where any of the catastrophic scenarios speculated for the LHC could even occur, which is to say that whether theoretically or practically, with the CEPC, the risks of creating anything like black holes or strangelets happening are extremely minimal to non-existent. Now, apart from this welcome development enabled by the CEPC, the major potentials of the CEPC, which scientists claim could overthrow the LHC and any other CERN innovations, while solidifying China's place as the leader in particle physics, is what we're going to reveal next. But first, what is the CEPC, and how does it plan to achieve this? The potentials of the Circular Electron-Positron Collider. The Circular Electron-Positron Collider, CEPC, is an exciting new project proposed by the Chinese particle physics community that aims to enhance our understanding of the fundamental laws of the universe, particularly the properties of the Higgs boson and other elementary particles. The CEPC will be constructed in China and will feature a massive circular underground tunnel that is approximately 100 kilometers in circumference. It is designed as a double-ring collider, which means that it will have two separate beam pipes where electrons and positrons.
What happens here is we have two vacuum pipes inside these magnets, and in the vacuum pipes we have two beams of protons going in opposite directions.
The antimatter counterparts of electrons will circulate in opposite directions. The collider will have two interaction points where the beams will collide, and these points will host the detectors for various experiments. The CEPC has three primary goals. First and foremost, according to Andrew Cohen, a currently serving theoretical physicist at the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, the collider is expected to generate over 1 million Higgs bosons during its operational phase, which is planned to last for around 10 years. This abundance of Higgs particles will allow physicists to study their properties in great detail, leading to a deeper understanding of this fundamental building block of the universe. In addition to studying the Higgs boson, the CEPC will delve into the intricacies of the Z and W bosons.
As opposed to trying to measure the mass of the Z boson, the other particle that transmits the weak interaction, which is like trying to measure the length of a stick by holding it at both ends with both hands.
These particles play a crucial role in the electro-weak interaction, one of the four fundamental forces that govern the behavior of matter and energy. When the CEPC operates at the Z-pole, which corresponds to a collision energy of around 91 gigaelectron-volts, it will enable scientists to conduct highly precise measurements of the Z boson's mass and its various decay patterns. This includes examining the interaction between the Z boson and bottom quarks. By producing an astounding 1 trillion Z bosons, the CEPC will provide an unprecedented wealth of data for these investigations, allowing researchers to gain a deeper understanding of how the Z boson behaves and interacts with other fundamental particles. The CEPC will also function as a W factory, generating around 100 million W bosons during its operational phase. The W boson is another key player in the world of particle physics, as it is responsible for one of the fundamental forces of nature, known as the weak force. By precisely measuring the W boson's mass and the various ways it can decay, the CEPC will contribute invaluable insights into the unification of the different forces that govern the universe, a long-standing goal in particle physics research. Apart from studying the already existing particles, it's also going to explore some of the biggest mysteries in the universe, one of which could lead to the discovery of something called supersymmetry. The idea behind supersymmetry is that for every single particle we're familiar with, like the electrons, quarks, and force carriers that make up the standard model of particle physics, there could be a brand new, unseen partner particle out there. On a normal scale, these supersymmetric partner particles are incredibly difficult to spot, especially at colliders like the LHC that smash protons together, because of the close resemblance of their mass to other existing particle masses. However, with the CEPC, which is an electron-positron collider, researchers will be given a much cleaner environment to search for the signatures of these supersymmetric particles. In addition to the search for supersymmetry,
area of research is in the search for supersymmetry. This is a theory which extends the Standard Model, which is our current best theory of how particles interact at the smallest distances.
The CEPC will also provide opportunities to study potential dark matter candidates. Ironically, though dark matter is a form of matter that makes up the majority of the universe's mass, its nature remains largely unknown. So, by examining the interactions of particles produced in the CEPC's collisions, researchers can search for indirect evidence of dark matter through missing energy and momentum in the final stages of particle decays and how it interacts with the particles we're familiar with. And if successful, it would be an absolute game changer, forcing us to completely rethink and rewrite our understanding of how the universe works at the most fundamental level. The battle between CERN and China. Who will take the trophy? As we all know, CERN has been the world's leading particle physics laboratory in our search for the fundamental truths of the universe for decades. Its exceptional achievements, from the discovery of the Higgs boson to its role in confirming the Standard Model of physics, have placed it at the pinnacle of scientific exploration in a way that no other institution has rivaled. But it seemed they started to lose their edge, and it was only when China proposed their CEPC project that they went back to the drawing board and emerged with the Future Circular Collider idea, which aimed to extend the capabilities of the LHC by achieving much higher collision energies, up to 100 TeV, and exploring a broader range of physics phenomena in 2013. Though solid, it appears they may lose this battle of dominance to China because while CERN has been focused on upgrading its LHC, China is taking a different approach by designing something from the ground up.
The Large Hadron Collider is one of the wonders of the modern world. It's believed to be the largest and most complex machine mankind has ever created.
That could offer fresher, more flexible ways to explore the unknown. And if performed well, it could cause a seismic shift and ultimately reshape the future of particle physics. This collider has been described as a game changer because it signals that the scientific landscape is about to change and that the baton of leadership in particle physics is about to be snatched from CERN's grasp by China. This is simply because of the potential this innovation has to not only confirm the discoveries made by CERN, but to surpass them, offering scientists a more refined tool to explore new dimensions of particle physics that could shake up our current understanding. Experts believe the Circular Electron-Positron Collider, CEPC, is more likely to succeed than the Future Circular Collider, FCC, for several simple but important reasons. One of the main reasons is cost. The CEPC is estimated to cost around $5.2 billion, which is significantly more affordable compared to the FCC's projected $17 billion price tag. With the current state of the global economy, the lower construction cost of the CEPC makes it more appealing to governments and funding agencies, increasing the likelihood that it will get the financial backing it needs without delays. The case may be the opposite for CERN's FCC project, as investors may question its feasibility. Second is the timeline. The proposal for the CEPC has been submitted to the Chinese government for approval and inclusion in its 5-year plan. What this means is that if approved, construction would begin sooner, possibly between 2027 and the very early 2030s. The FCC, on the other hand, probably won't be up and running until the 2040s. This means the CEPC will start producing results faster, helping scientists make discoveries while we're still waiting for the FCC to be built. Another key advantage of the CEPC is its luminosity. Now, luminosity basically refers to how many particle collisions a collider can produce. The CEPC is designed to be a Higgs factory, meaning it will be really good at creating millions of Higgs bosons, the particles that scientists are eager to study. The FCC will have higher energy and broader research goals, but it won't be as specialized for producing Higgs bosons, which makes the CEPC more efficient for this kind of research, which in the long run will inadvertently place China at the forefront this exploration race. But that's not all. The CEPC's most attractive aspect to scientists is its flexibility. It will start as an electron-positron collider, focusing on really precise measurements of important particles like the Higgs boson.
So obviously this year is a great moment of celebration because now we've seen the first protons really colliding in our experiment.
But here's the cool part. It can be upgraded later to do proton-proton collisions, which means it will not lose its relevance for many years. Sadly, the same cannot be said for the FCC, which has a very limited scope. Not to mention its specificity. As we all know, any endeavor that is channeled to a specific course performs better and gains more authority in the specific field than those with generalized purposes. With its very streamlined purpose, there's no doubt that it would in no time be an authority in the research of the Higgs boson. In fact, some physicists have hinted that the CEPC could be to the Higgs boson what a telescope was to early astronomers. CERN is the one who discovers a new continent, while the CEPC is the explorer who maps out the entire terrain to reveal secrets that lie beneath the surface. What makes this moment in history particularly fascinating is that it mirrors some of the greatest rivalries in scientific history. Just as the race to the moon between the United States and the Soviet Union pushed space exploration to new heights, this emerging competition between CERN and China could fuel a new era of discovery in particle physics. What do you think of the CEPC innovation? Do you think it is enough to displace CERN as the leader in exploration of particle physics? If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channels. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.